What else are you doing while you're here in LA? Are you seeing the sights?
I haven't done that much tourist shit because I haven't been here with any like other friends. Maybe you and I.
Yeah, let's go to the Hollywood side. Hi, this is Ones to Watch Chef's Choice. I'm Abby Kenna, and I'm joined by Matilda Lyn. How are you?
I'm good. I'm great. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. I love it. And this is your third time in LA.
Yes, it's my third time. I've been here 2 times before, and
just keeps getting better, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Is that a lie? I'm a subtle LA hater, so
yeah. I like it. I think I just need to like adjust to the LA life.
Yeah, how does it compare to Stockholm? Like, paint the difference for me.
I mean, first, the weather, big difference.
Yeah.
Which is, it's very nice to come from like dark gray days to
Is it cloudy?
Here. Super cloudy,
Okay.
I think it's like raining a lot right now.
Love that.
So it's nice to get some sun.
Yeah, I always say, like, everyone's like, oh, I hate the cold, I hate the snow, I hate the rain. I'm like, I just wish that the weather would change one single day.
Yeah, you like the seasons.
Yeah, but I'm sure if I were in the rain every day,
then you'd want some sun.
That would get to me.
Yeah.
But the moodiness, I'm sure it infuses in the music.
Yeah, I mean, I like going to the studio on rainy days. It is a cozy feeling to just go down to the studio when it's bad weather.
Yeah, it's a good little escape. For context for listeners, you're from Sweden. Did you grow up in Stockholm or?
I grew up in Gothenburg. It's one of the other like bigger cities.
Okay.
But I moved to Stockholm 2-3 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Is that where you went to school?
I went to a music school that's you move up to northern Sweden for a year, and then you like get your own studio for a year.
Oh,
just get to make music, and then the second year you move wherever you like. You do kind of like an internship wherever you want, but you have to like apply for it. So then most of the people that go to the school move to Stockholm because like most of the music industry is in Stockholm.
Oh, wow.
So that's why I moved there. But I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You would never move to LA?
Maybe for a while. Maybe try it out.
Yeah.
Like you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in my trial era. I've been here for about a year.
I mean, it feels like you have to give it some time to adjust.
Everyone says it's a 5-year city.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, at least that's what they tell me. Maybe they're just like appeasing
trying
my
to like make
restlessness. But it is unfortunately where the industry is, and I love that because I get to meet people like you.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Yeah.
It is. It's lovely. So this is Chef's Choice, our little taste-making podcast where we're going to go through your music through a 3-course meal of tunes to introduce listeners to what might be their next favorite artists, aka you. So I want to know, if listeners had never heard you before, what's the first song you would want them to listen to get to know you?
I think I'd say the first song, because I just started releasing music this summer, so it's very new, everything.
I know,
me.
I'm really excited to catch you at this time, because like your EP just came out a couple days ago.
So exciting. So for like, I think I'd say the first song I released, and that's A Bowl of Unripe Fruit.
Okay.
If I had the world in my hands, I'd still search for something bigger, greater. If I'd eat all peaches that I left, I'd still be craving something sweeter.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about that one.
Yeah.
Because the lyrics are so like introspective and just poetic, and I want to know what inspired that track.
I think it was just in a, like I felt like I was in a state of mind where I felt like, or I was talking a lot to my friends about always feeling like I wanted something else out of a situation. And then when you like come to the conclusion that if I don't change the way I think, it's going to be like an endless race against myself, sort of. And that, yeah, like A Bowl of Unripe Fruit is that you have all these things, but somehow it feels like at least I was always looking at the other side of the table where the unripe fruit was that wasn't even ready for me yet to
Right.
that wasn't even ready.
Yeah, like you have all
Reading.
these opportunities in front of you that are like just within reach, and yet you're looking past them instead of
Yeah.
at them.
Yeah, and like that, I mean, it is a cliche, but that cliche of just wanting more and more and more and never really like stay in the moment. And I feel like I always try to stay in the moment as much as I can. And that song really reminds me to do that. And I was
Yeah.
really feeling that at the moment that I wanted to wanted that as, yeah.
Right. And now you're at a place where like I'm sure releasing your first EP is a dream of yours.
Yeah.
And now that's in your hands. Like are you feeling in the moment still? Are you still wrapping your mind around having like finally put out this body of work?
I definitely feel like it's a big release to just have it out there.
Yeah.
And now when it's out, I feel like I can just, okay, now it's out in the world. Now I can like focus on other stuff.
Yeah.
Which-
How
and-
long ago did you start writing this?
I started writing it in the beginning of 2022, I think.
Okay. So a while ago.
Yeah. It takes time to like finish things and get it out, like do
Yeah.
all the artwork and everything around it. So it's taken some time, but it feels great that it's out, and I haven't really had that feeling before. Like you really work a lot on a project and then you just release it to the world, and it's a very nice feeling. And just like the feelings that's in that project, you can like let them go a bit,
Right.
and that's really really nice.
Did you mean to write an EP? Was this like an intentional set of songs, or did they all kind of end up like falling into a theme? Because there is definitely like feelings that have a common thread throughout them.
I didn't have the intention of making an EP, but I feel like all the feelings were like, because I wrote it during like a couple of months.
Yeah.
During that time, I was feeling a lot of these feelings of like longing for something else or like longing for someone else. And it's just like it's like all these songs are that part of my life where I was feeling all these things. And
Right.
and in the end of that, the EP was like made. Or
Yeah, I mean, is songwriting a sort of like cathartic experience for you where you are able to like funnel those feelings away?
yeah, I think so. It depends, but
Yeah.
definitely.
Because you're also on the production end of things.
Yes.
Mainly,
Yeah,
right? Like you are the main producer for your
exactly.
EP.
I have worked with a few friends on the EP as well.
Okay.
And they're awesome. But many of the songs I've produced myself as well, which
Right.
is I love that.
Yeah.
To be able to be like involved in the whole process, that just made it so much more like it opened up a whole other world for me to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does your process look like? Like, is it songwriting first or production first, or do they happen sort of all at once?
I try to challenge myself to like do it like a bit differently, but
Yeah.
mostly it's like writing the song first or starting with like some sort of like chord progression and then see. Actually, often I have like on my notes app, I write down some small lyrics ideas, or I love starting with titles as well.
Oh, really?
So I have a long list of titles that I think it's more because I'm lazy. So when I see a title, I know, okay, I mean this theme to this title, but I don't want to like write down the whole thing. So I'm like, putting down one
No,
word.
but that's
or
so
a couple
helpful
of
though.
words.
Because the trap I get stuck in is like I start with a verse
Yeah.
and then I get to the chorus and I'm like, I have no idea what the point is here.
You're like, this is a beautiful verse, but where are we going?
Yeah, I'm like, what am I talking about actually? So to be able to
Totally
start
understand.
with like knowing what you're working towards.
I think that actually is important to me because otherwise, like sometimes it just like you get it a while after, but
Right.
no, I love having an idea or a feeling or something that I've been thinking about, and I think that was the case with A Bowl of Unripe Fruit as well. Like
Yeah.
I had this title or this at least this idea of a a bowl of unripe fruit standing at the end of the table, just that idea.
Yeah, it's such a visceral image to like represent the whole EP.
Mm-hmm.
What song do you feel like would be like the meat of this EP for you? Like one that, I don't know, sort of like captures the entire essence of it, I guess, other than the title track.
I'd say Fooled by September.
Okay, I love that one.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Head first, we dive into something unknown. Don't get fooled by September.
I think that's because it is my favorite.
Yeah.
And I just feel like the lyrics, I love, like, I think it's very like intimate to me, but also what I've done with the production on that one is very much like how I see myself, like how I wanted the EP to sound.
Yeah.
And I feel like I achieved that with that song, if that makes sense.
No, totally.
Yes,
Like the songwriting and the production were both kind of like at their peak of you feeling like authentic.
Yeah, exactly. It feels as much genuine to me as it can.
I love that. How did the song come about?
I was actually writing it on very out of tune, ugly pianos.
That's where the best stuff comes from.
I
though.
love that.
Yeah, because you're not
sure.
thinking about the musicality of it anymore because you simply can't.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you really have to sort of give yourself away to like the story of it.
Absolutely. Sometimes I just like push like different. I don't even do the whole chords just because it's nice to just have like the most easy thing to like write a lyric and a melody on.
Yeah, a little bass line.
Yeah.
Love that.
But so I started writing it on that one, and then I built like a demo production around it. And that's also like sometimes songs for me takes a long time to like I like to like tweak words and tweak stuff, but that was a song that I already had the idea in my mind, but I wanted to like also like a feeling I've been feeling for a long time, that I love fall. I love everything about it. And then especially in Sweden, it gets so dark, and I like a super depressing time during like especially during winter. And I always feel like I fall in love with fall. And then it feels like it always fools me a bit because then the darkness comes and and all, so that's how it came.
Yeah, I've never thought of like comparing that to love, sort of, where like it's light and beautiful and you're like, oh my God, this is awesome. This is the perfect weather.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's dark at 3 p.m.
Yeah, exactly. Relate.
Yeah, no, I love that. And you were saying how like sometimes a song takes you a really long time because you want to tweak everything. I feel like that is the curse of being your own producer sometimes, where you can go back and like perfect things until it's like not even a song anymore. Were you collaborating with a lot of people during this, or was it all mainly just you?
Fooled by September is only me.
Okay.
So the whole song and production is me.
Right.
And I was like, no, it's just me. So that was definitely, it is hard to finish something like all by yourself.
It is.
And it's exhausting. And it's a lot of up and downs.
Right, because you end up hating the song at some point. I don't know, maybe that's just me. I don't want to assume that.
No, that's not just you.
But like you listen to it so much that you're like, oh no, this actually sucks.
Yeah.
And then you take a break and you're like, this is the best thing I've ever written.
Ups and downs, yeah.
But you're here in LA and you said you're doing some of your first sessions. So I'm curious how that is going now that you've like completed this whole EP pretty much by yourself. Like, how does it feel now to be working with other producers and songwriters?
It feels like it's both. I feel like it is, I really wanted like challenge myself to do it a bit more, because I feel like that, even if that doesn't make the song, I feel like you can take things from that experience and like put it in, even if it ends up with me writing another EP on my own, I don't know. But I really want to find more people to collaborate with, especially on the production side, because I feel like that could make the experience of finishing something a lot more fun.
Yeah.
And just like a good thing to have one other brain in the mix too.
Yeah, absolutely. Like other people's experiences definitely change the sound.
Yeah.
For the better, usually.
Yeah.
What
Can go
kind
both
of
ways.
music are you influenced by when you're writing?
Right now, I'm a huge Bon Iver fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love that.
So that's always like, I'm always listening to all the albums. What have I been listening to? Also love Phoebe Bridgers.
Yeah, I can totally hear those too. And like
cool.
the ambient sort of
big
ethereal, listen to in a forest vibes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, those are definitely two big influences.
That's great. Yeah, I'm also curious about, there's like very orchestral sounds sometimes in your music. Especially I think was it Wait For Me that has the choir at the beginning?
Yeah, yeah.
Wait for me, and I run faster to make it better. Wait for me, and I'll make it up to you, 'cause you are all I ever wanted. I'll do whatever, darling, just don't go yet. Wait for me.
I'm curious where that came from and how that influence ties in to your music.
Actually, I think that I wrote that song with a friend of mine, Isaac.
Yeah.
He's the best. And I think we started the whole song because he's actually singing in that choir as well.
Oh, really?
So
Okay.
it's me and him,
Yeah.
just doing a bunch of like stacks of harmonies and
That's
and
awesome.
octaves and all that. So I think we started the whole song with that,
Mm-hmm.
and then the verse just came like when we had that to listen to.
Yeah.
And he really loves doing those kind of stuff. So I actually think he like started that idea, and then we built like the drums around it.
I love that.
And the last thing that came was the chorus, and that we really struggled with that one.
Why did you struggle so much to land on the chorus?
I think I love the intro, the verse so much, and like all the parts we had.
Right.
So I had like kind of a pressure that, because I don't think I start like from the start.
Yeah, it's
Like-
not like a linear process.
Exactly. So I think that's why I struggled with it.
Mm.
But it turned out, I'm happy with how it turned out. So
It's a great song. It was one of the ones that stood out the most to me when I
thank
did
you.
my first little
makes
listen
me
through.
happy.
Yeah, totally. So for our dessert, our third course, I mean, the EP's only been out for what, like 6 days?
Oh yeah.
So I can't say
yeah,
there's
it's
a
6 days.
B-side yet. But I'm curious if there's one that you think is like one that stands out to you as like the cherry on top.
From the EP.
From the EP, or maybe
Cool.
if you have an upcoming song that you're excited about.
I have upcoming songs, but
Yeah.
I think I have like, for me, she is a Sherry.
Okay,
top.
good. Because I was so going to ask you about that one anyways.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm jealous of the angels floating in the autumn rain. A glint of golden edges must be heaven.
I'm curious. I mean, it's definitely a very intimate song. So, like, forgive me if it's too personal of a question, but I definitely want to know the story there.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you can interpret the song in many different ways from, like, an outside perspective. But I love hearing, like, the root of it
Yeah,
from the
of course.
artist.
So I was really, really close with my grandmother.
Okay.
But I wrote the song before she she passed.
Oh, wow.
But it was more like a song. So, but I had the feeling of, when you have people in your life, and I mean, you never know if someone will like pass or not. But but I was thinking about her because she's older.
Right.
And I was just like thinking of how I felt before with people passing, that sometimes I feel like I can, if you just have a feeling that they're with you somehow.
Yeah.
And like you see them in different shapes. And I really wanted, so she walks with the shadows in my bedroom, la la la.
Yeah, so I never turn off the lights. Yeah.
And all those like other lines just came very like natural. I was just like thinking about that and how it's a very comforting feeling to have.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of like can have that person still with you somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, that was what really stood out to me about the song, was like the comfort of it, but also the sort of like haunting, like sadness.
Yeah, it's both. It's definitely both.
It's hard to have both of those things like be equal in a song. I feel like one usually like reigns over the other, but that sort of like ethereal sound that you create, I felt like all of those things at once.
Aww.
So it was really beautiful for me to hear.
Thank you. That makes me really happy.
Yeah, but that's a lovely story to now know.
Mm-hmm.
And like what a beautiful thing to be able to carry with you now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, to have that piece of like your relationship with your grandmother. That's awesome.
No, I like listening to that song when I do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my dessert from your EP,
Ooh.
I just love Dead Ends.
Oh, cool.
I mean, it's like the perfect like pop song.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. Very like
Thank you.
danceable.
Oh, and you're so sweet, telling me all I wanna hear, rock steady. 2 green eyes, so wishing well, trying to make me happy, but I'm just craving pity, hidden dead ends. You know it, I know it.
I mean, I want to know, now that I know like you've produced all of this yourself too, like how that was for you, because it's a different feel than the others on the EP.
Yeah. That was the last song I wrote for the EP, because I was like, okay, I have these songs, and if I'm gonna, because I'm so excited to start playing live and like see where how the music is
Yeah,
live.
when's that happening?
Oh, I hope soon. But so I was like, okay, I went into the studio and I was like, I really want to do a like more up-tempo song.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wrote Dead Ends. So then I was like, okay, cool. Now I have that song.
Yeah, you wrote your upbeat song with like the gutting lyrics.
yeah. It's not a happy lyric.
Yeah, but that's the best way to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Is like you're dancing and then halfway through you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Fuck, what's going on?
Yeah.
That's great though. It closes out the EP on such like a high note, which makes me want to like start the whole thing over again and like relive it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Love it. Beautiful. Well, I have my final pressing question, which is always my favorite, and we kind of touched on it, but I want to know who your ones to watch are.
Ooh.
Who should we be listening to that you are listening to?
This is not an artist that, like, she's been doing it for a long time, but it is a Swedish artist.
Okay.
Called Sarah Klang.
Okay, I don't think I'm familiar with her.
She's amazing. She has the best voice.
Yeah.
She's just so good, and I've been listening to her a lot.
What kind of music is it?
I'd say indie pop-ish,
Okay.
but more indie leaned.
Left of center.
Yeah,
indie pop.
exactly.
Yeah.
She's really good.
Awesome.
So check her out.
Okay, I will check her out. Beautiful. What else are you doing while you're here in LA? Are you seeing the sights, or have you've gotten your tourist shit out of the way?
I haven't done that much tourist
Yeah.
shit because I've only been here. I haven't been here with any like other friends, and I don't want to drag out the people that already
Why
live
not?
here to go to all the tourist stuff.
I kind of love.
Maybe you and I.
Yeah. Let's go to the Hollywood side.
Perfect, because I haven't been there.
I honestly haven't either.
You
I'll be
haven't?
so real. Yeah.
Let's do it.
I'm so down. Also, Griffith Observatory. Have you been there?
I went there myself, like by myself, when I was here the first time.
What
I
a
was
journey.
like, You're like, oh.
No, that's great. Like, bring your journal. Like, look at the stars. It's a good one.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got to get you like doing one of the horseback like trails at the Hollywood
Yeah.
sign.
That's my goal. Next time I'm coming here, that's what I want to do.
It's top
for
of the
sure.
itinerary. Fuck all the music interviews.
No, we're doing all the tourist shit.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for being
Thank
here.
you so much for having me. This was so much fun.
Yeah, I'm excited to listen back to the EP now that I know all of this. Once again, this is Ones to Watch, Chef's Choice. I'm Abby Kenna. Yeah. Yay.